security terminology. So there are 7 different terminologies we are going to discuss now. So one is a threat agent, second one is a threat, attack, countermeasures, risk, security policy, and vulnerability. Now, so threat agent. So who is a threat agent? So threat agent means attacker. Okay, attacker is a very common name, attacker. So an entity that attacks or is a threat to a system. So the person who is going to attack the system. So that is called a threat agent. What is a threat? So threat means a potential for violation of security. So violation of CIA. Okay, confidentiality, integrity, or availability, which exists when there is a circumstance, capability, action, or event that could breach the security and cause harm. So it's a violation of security in any circumstance or by using some actions or an event. Okay, it could be a circumstance, situation, or it can be a capability or an action or an event. So that is going to breach the security. Okay, that is going to breach the security of a system and creating the harm. So this is called a threat. Attack. So what is an attack means? An attack is an action by the attacker, by the threat agent. So an assault on the security, system security, that derives from the intelligent threat. From the threat, we are getting the attack. A deliberate attempt to evade the security services and to violate the security policy of the system. So it's an action, a very clear action to violate the security policies of a system. Okay, so that is called an attack. Now, countermeasures. So what are the countermeasures means? Any action or a device or a procedure or a technique which is used to reduce the threat or which is used to reduce the attack or which is used to close the vulnerability. So that is called a countermeasure. So I'm having an antivirus software in my system. So installing antivirus software, updating the antivirus software every day, so running the antivirus software, it is a countermeasure because I don't want any malicious software to enter into my system. So a countermeasure means an action or a device or a procedure or a technique, whatever it is, to reduce the threat. Okay, to reduce the threat, to reduce the vulnerability, or to reduce the attack. You can eliminate or prevent it. You can eliminate all these things, or you can prevent, you can avoid, or you can minimize. In some cases, at least you can minimize, all these things. That means your threat, vulnerability, attack, all these things, at least you can minimize by using the countermeasures. Next one, risk. So what is risk means? An expectation of loss. So the loss is expected. Okay, so an expectation of loss expresses that a particular threat will exploit a particular vulnerability with a particular harmful result. So you are expecting, a particular threat will exploit a particular vulnerability with a particular harmful result. Okay, so just an example. Okay, so we know connecting a system with the internet, definitely it is going to be a risk. But still, we are not going to avoid it. So taking a flight, so I'm just going to fly from one place to another place. So flying, definitely it is going to be a threat. Okay, that means, definitely there is some risk available, but I'm going to take it. Driving a car, of course, risk is involved, but no one is going to stop. So expectation of loss, which is expressed that a particular threat will exploit a particular vulnerability with a particular harmful result. Security policy, the next very important term, security policy. So security policy is a document. Okay, it's basically a document. Okay, which consists of set of rules, regulations, practices, procedures, steps. So all these things, to be followed whenever a security incident happens. So every organization, if you see, they will be having their own security policies. And they will be updating the security policy documents. There are some standards available. If you want to develop a security policy, there are some standards available. So you cannot, just like that, we cannot develop a security policy. We have to follow some standards. So a set of rules and practices that specify how system or an organization provides security services to protect the sensitive and critical system resources. So it is going to specify, okay, that means the rules and practices, okay, will be available inside that book, inside the policy document. So in order to protect the resources of an organization. Vulnerability. So vulnerability means the weakness. So weakness or flaw, or we can say error, whatever it is. So it's going to be like a sweet for the attackers. So they're going to enjoy this. So if they see a vulnerability, okay, in a target mission, so automatically the attackers will be very happy. Okay, so what is a vulnerability means? It's a flaw or a error or a weakness. Okay, so whatever it is in any phase, okay, whether it is created in the design or in the implementation or in the operation or in the management, okay, in any stage, okay, or any level, okay. So this will be easily exploited. Okay, this will be easily used by the attackers and it will be attacked.